Quasi here, and in today's video I want to share with you how to truly get someone to fall in love with you and how to truly become attractive to your ideal partner. This video will undo all of the misconstrued notions that you've probably heard out there, like, oh, you've got to get someone to jump through hoops for you, and all of those notions that aren't really true. And by the end of this video, I'm going to share with you two keys, just two core principles you've got to understand in order to genuinely get attraction from the other person. Okay, so I want you to stick around to the very end of this because I do think this will be super valuable for you. So before I go ahead and get started with this video, I wanted to quickly announce that I made a brand new bootcamp for you, the Identity Shifting Bootcamp. If you just scroll down to the pinned comments down in the comment section below, you'll be able to get access to it, as well as exclusive access to our email list where I can share stuff that I can't really share on the channel. So without further delay, let's go right ahead and get started. In this video, I want to talk about how to make them fall for you. And this isn't something I talk about a lot, but I've gotten a lot of requests for it recently, and I thought this would be something that's going to be helpful for you. Now, in this journey of attraction and in attracting your ideal partner, what a lot of people don't understand and a lot of people have a misconstrued notion about is that you must do something in order to get attraction from the other person, right? So this brings an excessive focus on, oh, what do I text? What should I text this other person? Or what should I say? What line do I use? And there is this progressive overthinking of what to do. And there is an excessive focus on doing. So most are always focused on the doing part. They're always focused on the next thing to do, the next thing to text, and the next thing to say, and the next thing to wear, and the next cologne to wear or perfume to wear in order to attract their ideal partner. In truth, none of that really matters. If you look around you, there is people with in all sorts of different situations attracting all sorts of different partners. And sometimes it's flabbergasting, right? So you think that, this person is way out of that person's league. How come that person and this person are together? Well, then there's definitely something that you're not seeing. It's not physical to the visible eye, right? So the only reason why we're always focused on doing is because the mind is excessively attached on the physical, on what it can see, on what the senses touch. Right? So it's always thinking, oh, you must be attractive, you must be good looking in order to attract someone. And that's not necessarily true, right? Because there is that element of personality. And that's why a lot of not the best looking guys often walk around with the most stunning women, right? So the personality aspect is a huge factor here too. So this is the biggest problem. We're always focused on doing. And this excessive focus on doing actually arises from a deep insecurity in oneself. So I want you to take a moment and really reflect on this. Why are you so focused on doing the next technique and being able to say the right thing and asking your friends or like your pickup coach like what you should say, right? It's because there's a deep insecurity that you have about yourself. You don't feel good enough to communicate with this person, so you think you should get advice from someone else, or you should consult some online forum on how to communicate with this person. So you're not really present to the moment. Instead, it gets you more and more deeper and deeper in your head about it. And when you get deeper and deeper in your head about it, you're always focused on what I can get from this person. What can I get from this person? But do you really think this other person is thinking about that? They're not, right? They're not really thinking about, oh, what can I get from this person? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, they're okay with it. They're not really expecting anything from it. Which brings me to that next point of what really makes someone attractive. In order to fully understand that, I want you to look at the people that you're attracted to, the kind of guys and gals that you're attracted to. Who are you attracted to? And what kind of qualities do they have? And why do you think you're attracted to them? Chances are you're attracted to them because they don't really need anything from you. They're kind of going about, the person that you're attracted to, they're going about doing their own thing, going through their own lives. And, perchance you communicate with them and you sort of see how immersed they are in their own world. And because they're so immersed and involved in their own world, you want to be a part of their world, right? Because it seems so interesting. Their world seems so interesting. And they have no interest, or they're not like begging for your attention or your validation or your, so they don't really need anything from you. And when someone doesn't need something from someone else, they automatically radiate attractiveness, right? It's kind of like an arrow that points to them. They become attractive because they don't need something. Whenever you need something from someone, you repel them. It's kind of like a mirror. In front of the mirror, when you present the image of taking and needing, the mirror reflects taking back. When you represent giving in front of the mirror represents giving back, right? So in order to really get something from someone, you have to give up that neediness and just give without the expectation of needing something, okay? So chances are you're attracted to people who are non-needy, and they have this quality of expansiveness about them. So I want you to really look at people who are expansive. Look at women and men who are expansive. What do I mean by this? If you look at famous actors, a good example I like to use is George Clooney. If you look at George Clooney and Julia Roberts, right, in that Ocean's 11 or Ocean's whatever scene, he's kind of like the character who's owning up and confessing his attraction, right? And he's shamelessly confessing his attraction, like he has nothing to lose, like he's not afraid of getting shot down, right? He's just putting all his cards out there without any sort of fear of what's going to happen if they don't accept, right? So this is the quality that makes someone attractive, when they don't have any sort of shield about them, when they don't have any guard about them. The other quality that makes someone attractive, and this is going to be a shocker to you, is vulnerability. When someone is vulnerable, that is incredibly attractive. Now, I don't mean vulnerability in the sense that you are always complaining and you are talking about your problems. That's not what vulnerability is. That's just being annoying, you know? So vulnerability really is not being afraid to share, not withholding things, but not doing it in an uncalibrated manner, right? If it's required, you'll be vulnerable. And really think about this. A man or a woman who's incredibly vulnerable to you and is opening up to you and gives you their trust, you're going to want to give your trust and vulnerability to them. When someone creates this space of vulnerability for you, you're going to want to create this space of vulnerability for them. And this is what makes attraction happen. When two people come together and they give up their shields, they're now able to become one with each other, right? And this is exactly what vulnerability establishes. And all of these things are actually combined together, right? Non-neediness literally means I don't need anything from you. I'm going to be vulnerable with you without needing anything from you, right? I'm going to open up to you without needing anything from you. Expansiveness really means becoming more and more and, you know, doubling down on that non-neediness and just going forward with your attraction and confessing it, not being afraid to confess it. And vulnerability simply is, well, I have nothing to lose. I'm just going to give. With these three qualities, someone becomes intensely attractive. Okay? This is seriously powerful. If you are any of these three qualities in front of someone, with someone, just within yourself. And again, these are qualities of the self, right? These are qualities of an individual. This isn't something that you're doing. This is a principle that you're operating from. You're not contracting, you're not needy, and you're not holding back. You're giving everything. But at the same time, you're willing to let go at any time. You don't need anything from this person. You are fully giving without needing to receive anything. So this brings me to the two keys that you must understand. In order to attract someone, you must be attracted to them. Now you might be wondering, what? I'm always attracted to all of the people that I talk to, but for some reason they're not attracted to me. I don't think you understand what being attracted really means. You're being attracted to someone, but you're withholding your attraction by being in your head and not being present to the moment. Think about all the people you're attracted to. When you're attracted to someone, you're always thinking about what you can get from them. Chances are they're not reciprocating because you're withholding what you want to get. You know, you're withholding your attraction to them. Instead of being open and expansive in your attractedness to them, you're contracting in your attractedness. You're like, oh, I'm attracted. Oh shit, you know, this isn't good. Oh, now they have the upper hand, they're on the pedestal. Oh, this is so bad, I shouldn't be attracted to them. That's what's happening in your head. Or the other thing that's happening in your head is, oh, I'm attracted to this person. What can I say? What's the next line I can say? How can I manifest a text from this person? Or I'm going to go home and visualize this person a lot so I can get them. That's so perverse. Like, that's just so messed up. Because they're not doing the same thing for you. They just had a good interaction with you, and they're probably like, wow, this person was good to be around. And that's how you should be as well. When you need more than the other person needs from you, then the other person will control you like a puppet on a string, right? So in order to attract, you've got to expand in your attractiveness. You've got to be attracted and expand into it. And expand into it. What does that look like? Well, the exact example I showed you with that attractive character like George Clooney. Like, he will confess his attraction without needing something from the other person, right? He'll just shamelessly just express his attraction like, hey, I'm attracted to you, kind of thing. So expand into your attractedness to this other person, but it doesn't literally mean you have to tell them that you're attracted to them. If it makes sense in the moment, then yes. But if not, then no. But it's in the vibe, right? It's just expressing attraction without using the words to do it, okay? That's number one. And number two is be willing to let go at any time. This is the secret to attraction. At any moment. This is the secret to not just attraction in the sense of another person, but also attraction in the sense of your goals. Whenever you go towards your goals, right, you engage in some process, you have the attitude of, I'm going to fully immerse myself in this process and give it all it takes, but at the same time, I'm willing to let go at any moment. This is when you reach the balance between effort and surrender. Effort and surrender. In yoga or Sanskrit, it's called Vairagya and Abhyasa. And it essentially means when you strike that balance between effort and surrender, when you put in the effort without needing or caring about the fruits of your labor, the result is just taken care of. It effortlessly happens. You don't need to do anything to get it. You simply focus on your part. You have the right to action, but never to the fruits of your labor. Right? This is what the Bhagavad Gita says. So, this is why I talk about being attracted and expanding into your attractiveness to the other person, not contracting into it. Whenever you are in this conversation with this other person, instead of being in your head about what you're going to say next or take next, just be with this other person. Be attracted to them. Look them deep in the eyes. Talk to them. Admit that you're attracted to them. And let whatever comes out from that place come out. Whatever teasing, whatever flirting comes out, let that come out naturally. Instead of forcing it, instead of being like, oh, now I got to say this next line, and I got to say that next line, and I got to do this, and I got to go home and visualize them. Number two, be willing to let go at any moment. Just be willing to let go of this person at any moment. Not need anything from them, not put them high on some pedestal and dream about them. This is something I struggled with a very long time when I first started off in this journey. And everyone goes through that journey, right? Everyone goes through the journey of, let's try these techniques, let's, dress better, let's work out, let's do all of those. And all of those things are good. What all of those things do is they help you become more centered and grounded in yourself. So you don't focus on doing something, or you truly believe and start to see that you are an attractive person. You are an attractive person because you are this person who's on their own mission and has their own life and their own reality, right? And you attract other people into your reality. You bring them into this interesting world. If you start to focus on your own purpose, you'll naturally become a magnet for other people. They're going to look at you and be like, oh wow, this person is so purposeful, because that's what people look for. People are lacking purpose nowadays in society. Not everyone has their own goals and moving towards their own dreams and visions. Most people are really lost and they're looking for answers. And when they find someone who is very, very clear about what they want, they're going to get attracted like a magnet to this other person, right? So with that, I conclude this video, and I hope this was helpful. I know this was nuanced, okay? I know a lot of you are going to be like, Quasi, you didn't give me some technique to manifest this ideal person. But if you keep these things in mind, whenever you are approaching some person you're attracted to, I can guarantee you, you will succeed. Okay, and this is going to take some time to internalize these principles, but these are really the core principles to becoming attractive rather than doing the next thing. So let's do a quick recap of what we talked about today. We talked about how to make your ideal person fall for you. In order to make someone fall for you, you must fall for them first. If you're attracted to someone, if you're genuinely attracted to someone, they're going to be attracted to you. Okay, I can promise you that. That's just how it works. This is how the mirror of reality works. If you're truly attracted to someone and you're not contracting in it, they're going to be attracted to you. Even though they say they might not be, deep down they will be, right? And the biggest problem is most are always focused on doing, and when you get out of in your head into doing rather than being, you're always going to contract. You're always going to get out of this present moment, and you're always going to scheme about the next moment and what to say and what to do, right? And it won't come out naturally. And this always arises from a deep insecurity in one's own capabilities. You're insecure, you don't feel you're good enough, so you feel that you've got to say something in order to be good enough. You feel that you've got to do something and, manifest something in order to be good enough. But when you start to accept that you're already good enough and trust that, and you're just in that present moment without thinking about the next thing to say, and you're just at one with the person, then the right thing to say will naturally come out. In that moment, the right thing to say will naturally come out, but you just have to trust that it will. Without that trust, nothing will happen. And number 3, I encourage you to think about who you're attracted to. What kind of people are you attracted to? If you're attracted to a woman, it's probably because that woman has some kind of innocence about them. They have some kind of vulnerability about them. They're not closed off, they're not trying to hide something, and they're not to contract it. If you're attracted to a man, it's because they're probably about their own purpose and they're always sharing and giving, right? So both of these people, this man and this woman, have this quality of expansiveness, right? They have this quality of openness and expansiveness, and they also don't need anything from you. They're just there to share with you. They don't need something from you. And finally, they're also very vulnerable, right? These two qualities, non-neediness and expansiveness, really equate to vulnerability. They're ready to open up. They're always open, but they don't need anything in return for being open, right? And the 2 keys we talked about are, number 1, in order to attract someone, be attracted to them and expand into this attractiveness, not contract into this attractiveness, right? And contracting into the attractiveness looks like, I'm attracted to this person. Shit, I shouldn't be attracted. Shit, what can I say in order for this to get this person to be attracted to me? Right? That'll always lead to either toxic relationships or relationships that don't really last, because the other person will always sense that you have this ulterior motive, this agenda about you. And expanding into attractiveness looks like just being in that present moment, being with that person, not being afraid to embarrass yourself, not being afraid to self-deprecate and make fun of yourself just for the sake of the conversation, and not trying to hold some ego or some ideal, but just being there at that moment with that person. Number 2, be willing to let go at any moment. This essentially looks like you coming into the conversation without needing anything or any sort of validation or any sort of laugh from the other person. Like saying a joke, you don't need this person to laugh. And when you don't need this person to laugh, they laugh at your jokes, right? And this leads me to the concept of effort and surrender, which is essentially the sweet spot, that balance that allows you to achieve whatever it is you want in the easiest way possible. When you strike the balance between your efforts and surrendering the fruits of your efforts, and you simply become so process-oriented, the results will naturally follow. So guys, with that, I conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope this was helpful. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of this. If you want me to make more videos like this, I don't really make a lot of videos on relationships because I like to focus on business owners, but I think, this is something that's helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments and I'll make more of those. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell there so you're notified of any new video that I put out. Also, if you wanted to work closer together with me in the Reality Mastery program, spots for the consultation are open, so you can click on the link in the description below to sign up for a free consultation call to see if it would be a good fit to work together. Now, who we typically work with are people who are business owners and entrepreneurs who want to take their businesses to the next level, but what they're finding is that right now they don't actually have a tactical or strategic problem. They've tried all of the tactics and strategies, but what they're seeing is internally who they are is the problem. You know, they have these internal blockages that are preventing them from doing the right things to get to the next level, or they can't clearly see what they need to do because internally they're focusing on the lack and what they don't have and what's stopping them. The fears and the doubts are stronger than the desires to get to and achieve something greater. If that sounds like you, click on the link to schedule a call. Let's see if we can help. Our free Facebook group is open for you to take advantage of. It's a great community and a great family, and I can also share stuff there that I can't really share on the channel. So click on the link in the description to go to the Facebook group and request it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Peace.